Alright, so we've been working on similar triangles, and now we've got to do some word problems. The word problems are not hugely difficult, so don't get very confused or worried. I'm going to show you an example of each of the kinds that you'll probably see. So just, it'll be okay, and it works just like the others. You just don't have a picture on every single problem. So number one. A tree with a height of 4 meters casts a shadow of 15 meters long on the ground. How high is another tree that casts a shadow which is 20 meters long? Sometimes people draw these two pictures together. I'm going to draw them separately because I think it will help you. So we have this one tree here, and it's a height of 4 meters, and it casts a shadow of 15 meters long. Okay, remember that shadows are always on the ground. Even if you're outside and you look at the shadow is always on the ground. So shadow is always coming out this way, and it will be 15 there. Okay, and then we can make the triangle if we want to. Okay, it says we have this other tree that we're looking at. I'm drawing it taller just because the shadow is a little bit longer. So the shadow is 20 meters, and we're looking for the height. Now that you have these two triangles, now it's easy to tell that we just make a proportion and solve. So 4 over x equals 15 over 20. Cross multiply and solve, so you have 15x equals 80. You're going to divide both sides by 15. So 80 divided by 15 is 5.33. Next, we have a man that's 6 feet tall, and he has a shadow of 11 feet long. So here's the man, here's his height is 6, and his shadow is 11. We also have this building. You don't have to draw these wonderful fancy pictures like I am, but if it helps you, then go for it. So here's the building, and it casts a shadow of 139 feet long. And it wants to know how tall is the building. We can make those triangles if we need to, or we can just do it like this. So we have 6 over x equals 11 over 139. Cross multiply, we have 11x equals, we're going to multiply 6 times 139. Get 834, divide both sides by 11. And we do get a decimal, and that is okay. Alright, next. So it says that we have these two triangles that are similar, and it tells me the lengths of the sides of EF and G. And it tells me the length, the smallest side of QRS is 208, and we want to know the longest side of QRS. Now, I can draw these two triangles if it is helpful for you, but here's the important part. It tells me that I want to know the smallest side, and I'm looking for the longest side. So look at these problems, okay? If I want the smallest side, I need to know what the smallest side is here that it compares to. Well, this is the smallest side, so those two will compare together. Then it says I want to look for the longest side. Alright, we're looking for the longest side. Well, that means I need to compare it to the longest side here, which is 144. And then I make my proportion and solve. Okay, so this is x. This is what we're looking for. So I'm probably going to start with the x. So x over 144 because they go together. Notice I started with this one, so I need to start with this one. So 280 over 112. Cross multiply and solve. So we've got 112x equals, and then multiply those two together. Alright, divide by 112. And you get 360. Okay, number 4. So we've got a diagram on this one, which is nice. A metal support brace is added to stabilize a metal triangle. The brace is parallel to the 18 foot, so this is the brace it's talking about right here. And it divides the left side into a 4 foot and a 6 foot section. What is the length of the metal brace? Alright, so because I'm looking at the whole base here, that means I'm going to have to look at the whole triangle, which I know that this side is 10. because 4 plus 6 is 10. And because I'm looking for x, I'm looking at this little triangle, so 4 and x are the things I need there. So here's how I'm going to set that one up. I will do x over 18 equals 4 over 10. Cross multiply, so 10x equals 18 times 4, which is 72. Divide by 10, and we get 7.2. Last example, I went ahead and drew this picture for you. You will see some problems that it talks about this mirror kind of situation, but the problem will look like this. Like this is the way the picture will look if you need to use it. So it says we have the Scottish hero William Wallace in Druid Hill Park. A student looks into a mirror and sees the top of the statue reflected here. So here's the student looking into the mirror, and we see the top here. Use the information to determine the unknown height of the statue. So we're looking for this. Okay, here's the student and the student's height. This is how far away he is from the mirror and how far the mirror is away from the statue. So these two triangles are similar, and we'll just set them up. These sides compare and these sides compare. So we'll have x over 1.8 equals 4 over 2.4. Cross multiply and solve, so we have 2.4x equals 1.8 times 4 is 7.2. Divide by 2.4 and you get 3.